tribal approach, but rather a holistic approach that takes care of political and moral obligation that we have to this young generation. Mr. Speaker, sir, I have decided to face the reality as it is. Somebody has said, the survival of the Mulima depends on one person. I want to collect that assertion. The survival of Mulima depends on our ability to integrate with every person in this country, regardless of where they've been. That is a true position, and that is what we must tell everybody. Correct. This is the light of Mr. Speaker, sir. That we now move forward unified towards regional, towards world integration in the whole of Africa. Yeah. I was in Angola the other day, Mr. Speaker, sir. I realized the potential that we have to do business in that country is huge. It cannot be, and it is not acceptable. At this time when everybody is moving towards making regional blocks, towards moving people together like the EU, like the United States, somebody is telling us, usichiguze Mlima. Mr. Speaker, sir, that is not only outdated, it is retrogressive, and it must be condemned in the highest and the hardest political terms as possible. Tomorrow belongs to a future generation, and we have a political and moral obligation to ensure that we bring Kenya together, because Kenya cannot stand in and divided into tribal cocoons. Mr. Speaker, sir, I also want to thank those who stood with Raila Amolo Odinga, not because he's a Luo, not because he's a Kenyan, because he's a statesman who has the political experience and exposure to see things in a broader perspective. It might please my people, Mr. Speaker, sir, to say oppose Raila, but then I'll have a political responsibility, and history will judge me so harshly that I did not make the right decision. And as has been said here before, Mr. Speaker, a win for any Kenyan is a win for every Kenyan. We must now rise beyond petty tribal politics and say the problems that we face in this country are not tribal problems. They are problems that we can only solve as a unified country. As I wind up, Mr. Speaker, to give my colleagues an opportunity, I would want to take this opportunity to apologize to the Ma community. I had my governor made very retrogressive comments about them not wearing surualis. Mr. Speaker, I heard him say, it is not what you do, it is who you follow. I want to put the record straight. It is what you do in terms of development. If you bring development to us, if you bring meaningful change to us, then we'll stand with you. It is the high time that we say this country is greater than any one of us, and we say united we stand in this country. We must fight for African integration, we must fight for globalization, and we make sure that Kenya is an integral part of that, not being put in ethnical balkanization, because that is outdated politics. Mr. Speaker, sir, I support.
Thank you. Next is Senator Onyonka Richard.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Majority Leader, and all the members who have contributed. Mr. Speaker, I am literally shocked at the way my colleagues are behaving and what they are saying on this floor.